please stand. Let's give the New Bedford High School marching band a hand. It's under the direction of Eric Drew. Thank you, Mr. Drew. You may be seated for about 2 seconds anyway. Good evening and welcome to the 2014 City of New Bedford Inaugural Ceremony. My name is Armand Fernandez, and I am honored to serve as your Master of Ceremonies for tonight's proceedings. I'm going to ask you to stand in a few minutes and remain standing for the invocation, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the singing of the national anthem. The invocation is going to be given by the Reverend David Lehman, Executive Minister of the Interchurch Council, and Rabbi Barry Hartman. Reverend Lehman.
May bow our heads, please. Lord, as we go through these proceedings tonight, we look to you for favor. We look to you for wisdom. We look to you to guide this city in the persons of these individuals who have stepped up to run a campaign to end up being in these offices. They don't take it lightly. We ask them not to take it lightly. We ask for you to be behind them, to lead them so that this city may know prosperity again, so that this city may come through whatever it's facing, but we can do it together. Our prayer, Lord, is that you would be with them as they are with each other, and we all work together. In Jesus' name, amen.
Hanosein Teshua Moachim Memshalar Nansichim Machuto Machut Kolamim Hapateas David Avdo Mechavra Hanosein Bayom Derokov Mayam Amziva. May he who gives salvation to kings and dominion to judges, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, delivers his servant David from the evil sword, who makes a way in the sea and through the mighty waters. May he bless, protect, guard, and help, and glorify and uplift the Mayor Jon Mitchell, who stands now to be inaugurated for a second term, and all those who work with him, to have the vision with his officials to make New Bedford a strong economic city and a great educational city to system. This is what we hope for, this is what we pray. For this we say amen.
Sir, Mr. Post colors.
Post the colors.
Detail. Post colors. Present. Oh.
I now ask Maya Sylvia to come forward for the Pledge of Allegiance. Maya is a New Bedford High School student and chair of the Mayor's Youth Council.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now, I'd ask Jillian Zucco to come forward, Miss New Bedford, who will sing our national anthem. Jillian.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Detail. Nine. Feet. Our four.
You may be seated. The Honor Guard is made up of the New Bedford Police Union Honor Guard, the New Bedford Fire Department Honor Guard, the Veterans Honor Guard, and the New Bedford High School Junior ROTC Honor Guard. I now ask that City Council President Pro Tem Steve Martins come forward for the City Council address. Councilor Martins.
Thank you. I would like to thank my colleagues for the tremendous honor and privilege for electing me as President Pro Tem of the City Council and giving me the opportunity to address all of you at the 2014 inaugural ceremony on their behalf. But before we talk what lies ahead, I would like to take a moment to thank some very important people in our lives, our family. As you already know, the elected officials on this stage are called upon to serve this great city, and understanding that this position comes with sacrifices, such as time away from our families, missing many events, celebrations, and milestones in our families' lives, memories that we can no longer get back. It's a sacrifice that is not easy, but we are all fortunate to have a family that understands our passion to serve our city. And many of them are here with us tonight, by our side, showing their support, and we thank you for allowing us to serve, and for many of us to serve again. But what makes tonight so special isn't just about our family, but our larger New Bedford family. We see what binds us all together as a New Bedford family, an understanding that we are a city of big dreams, and we know that dreams can come true. That this is our city, our home, and we will never just settle because we have to. And no one will ever take the love away from our family, because nobody ever loved New Bedford more than its people who lived here. It's people who deserve a school system that expects every student to graduate. For everyone who deserves to walk home on safer streets. For all taxpayers who deserve a city government that provides essential city services, that's more effective and costs less. And for all the people who deserve a city that has a strong economy so they can look for work or create jobs. The City Council is honored and privileged to work alongside with all of you and lead the city that we love together. While the City Council recognizes the city government's responsibilities, we also know that the decisions we make in the next 2 years will determine what New Bedford will look like. And I think we can all agree that in shaping our future of our city, our children and their schools must come first. With that, we would like to congratulate members of the school committee on their re-election, Larry Finnerty, Jack Nabriga, and Bruce Oliveira, and newly elected member Josh Amaral. We honor your commitment and leadership to improving our New Bedford school system, and the City Council wants to continue to play an active role with our school committee in improving our school system. The times of the school committee does its job, and the City Council does theirs, and the mayor does his, must come to an end. The City Council believes that our school system to succeed, we must all work together as a team to give students the education that they deserve. The residents of this city have elected us as one, and perfectly knowing that no one can be a superhero in improving our education system. But what's important to know is that we already have supermen and women in the classroom, making a difference every day in the lives of our students. They are not waiting for anyone or any change. They have been fighting every day to make a stronger New Bedford. The City Council understands our teachers to succeed, they must have all of us as their partners, including parents. We must continue to work together to create a seamless partnership from the classroom to the family room to help our children learn and succeed. While we have many challenges before us, the New Bedford City Council will head back to the City Council chambers after tonight's inaugural ceremony to face our challenges head-on. We will continue with our organizational meeting, where we will elect a new City Council president. Ward 6 City Councilor Joseph Lopes will take that honor and lead us into the new year. We will also welcome newly elected members, Councilor Dana Rivera from Ward 4 and Councilor Kerry Winterson from Ward 5. We will also welcome back Councilor-at-Large Naomi Carney and now Councilor-at-Large Linda Morad. As we move forward from this day, we must remember that the full measure of our success will be seen in New Bedford. Not yet born, and New Bedford not yet known. If everyone gives a little, no one will have to give too much. We can make the choices serve the greater good, put us in a better position for the future, and the honesty confront real challenges. Or we can make the choices to serve ourselves, choices that leave us worse off than better, choices that deny trust and truth. The City Council chooses to head down the path of real and straight-talking path to continue to move New Bedford forward. We understand that we are elected by you, and it's both a privilege and a challenge. A privilege that we do not take lightly, and a challenge that we both embrace. We are ready to go back to our chambers, roll up our sleeves, and take on the hard work of securing New Bedford's future. We are inspired every day by the people of this great city, by your determination, and by your dreams. Working together, we can renew and strengthen our city, our neighborhood by neighborhood, business by business, and block by block. We thank our New Bedford family for your trust, for your friendship, and your sense of community and your willingness to move New Bedford together. Thank you, and God bless this great city of New Bedford.
Thank you, Councilor Martin. Prior to calling our City Clerk, Rita Ruda, to the podium to do a number of things, I just want to recognize some of the other officials who are here who help and continue to help this great city. They are, I see Representative Cabral, Representative Kazera, Representative Schmid, Sheriff Hodson, I saw her earlier, District Attorney Sam Sutter, I have not seen, but I'm informed he is here, and Mark Tredup, our Register of Deeds. If I've forgotten anyone, I apologize. Congressman Keating. I apologize, Congressman Keating. Thank you. Not only that, I can't read well. You were on the list, number 1, so I apologize for that. At this time, I'd ask our, again, City Clerk, Rita Ruda, to come forward in order to present the certificate of elections and at the same time swear in the administering the oath of office to the city officials, the City Council, and the school committee, and the assessors. I know you're here, Rita. I saw you before. There you are. Go right ahead.
Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The certificates that the officials will receive tonight reads as follows. New Bedford, Massachusetts, Office of the Board of Election Commissioners, Certificate of Election. This is to certify that at meetings of the qualified voters of the City of New Bedford, held on the 5th day of November 2013, in accordance with the provisions of the City Charter, Jonathan F. Mitchell was elected mayor for a term of 2 years. Peter E. Berthume was elected assessor for a term of 6 years. Lawrence John Finity, Joaquim Jack Nobrega, and Joshua Amaral were elected school committee members for a term of 4 years. Bruce J. Oliveira was elected school committee member for a term of 2 years. David Alls, Naomi R.A. Carney, Deborah Coelho, Brian K. Gomes, and Linda M. Morad were elected councilors at large for a term of 2 years. James D. Oliveira was elected councilor Ward 1 for a term of 2 years. Stephen Martins was elected councilor Ward 2 for a term of 2 years. Henry G. Bousquet was elected councilor Ward 3 for a term of 2 years. Dana L. Ribeiro was elected Councilor Ward 4 for a term of 2 years. Kerry M. Winterson was elected Councilor Ward 5 for a term of 2 years, and Joseph P. Lopes was elected Councilor Ward 6 for a term of 2 years. Until their successors have been elected and qualified in testimony whereof, we have hereunto set our hands and seals of the City of New Bedford this 6th day of January 2014. Signed by William Ducamo, J. Louis LeBlanc, Celeste E. Paleologus, Maria Tomasia, member of the Board of Election Commissioners for the City of New Bedford. Now could I please ask the City Council to please rise. When I say aye, please state your name. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully and impartially and to the best of my ability perform the duties of the office of the City Council in accordance with the bylaws of the City of New Bedford, the terms of the City Charter, and the general laws of the State of Massachusetts. So help me God. Congratulations. I would now like to ask the school committee members to please stand. Please raise your right hands. When I say aye, state your name. I,
Josh Ammer,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
and to the best of my ability
and to the best of my ability
perform the duties
perform the duties
of the school committee
of the school committee
in accordance with the City of New Bedford,
in accordance with the City of New Bedford,
the terms of the City Charter,
the terms of the City Charter,
and the general laws of the State of Massachusetts.
and the general laws of the State of Massachusetts.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. And I would now like to ask Peter Berthium to please rise and take the assessor's oath. Please raise your right hand, and when I say aye, please state your name. I
I, Peter Berthium,
have been chosen
have been chosen
to assess taxes
to assess taxes
and estimate the value
and estimate the value
of property
of property
for the purpose of taxation
for the purpose of taxation
for the City of New
for
Bedford
the City of New Bedford
for the years ensuing,
for the years ensuing,
do swear that
do swear that
I will truly and impartially,
I will truly and impartially,
according to my best skill and judgment,
according to my best skill and judgment,
assess and apportion
assess and apportion
all such taxes
all such taxes
as I may during that time assess,
as I may during that time assess,
that I will neither overvalue
that I will neither overvalue
nor undervalue
nor undervalue
any property
any property
subject to taxation,
subject to taxation,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of said office.
of said office.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Earlier, I had indicated that I was most honored to be able to be here today and serve as your Master of Ceremonies. But I can honestly tell you that that honor is only heightened by the person having here today to administer the oath of office to our Mayor-elect, Jon Mitchell. You've got to know a little bit about this man's story. He's just not any man. He's a lawyer's lawyer, a judge's judge. He's a role model in the law with a commitment to fairness and equality and justice. He has many honors named after him. The federal government has named the post office in his name. He has a United States District Court judge, he retired now. He worked in Cook County in Illinois. That courthouse has his name. He has other names attributed to him here in New Bedford, in the Howland area where he was raised. And he was born in October 1912, I wish. 1912. So he's 101 today. 101. Now, there are stories, and we should take his life and make it a film. It's a story of determination, intelligence, hard work, perseverance, and a sense of justice and application of that rule of law I talked about. He left school in, 16 years old, 17, worked on a freighter in the merchants, taught himself, won a scholarship by another Cape Verdean lawyer in New Bedford, Alfred Gomes, had gave to him $200, applied for Howard to get into Howard University in Washington. You can't come in here, you haven't got a high school education. Well, he got in, he was persistent. He said, well, get me in. Not only did he get in, he graduated magna cum laude. And then got admitted to Harvard, where he graduated and established a law practice. And by the way, if you have any legal issues today, I notice he has a card with a New York law firm he's still party to. So he's a remarkable man with a remarkable story. And it is indeed a great honor that I ask him to come forward now to administer the oath of office to our Mayor-elect, Jon Mitchell. Judge Layton, George N. Layton. There's nothing wrong with his mind, I'll tell you that. By the way, he's got a sister here. How old is her sister? 94. Judge Layton. Right there.
My first instinct is to demand a time to respond to all these aspersions. They're all true. Thank you. And now comes the time for oath of office for mayor. And I call upon the Honorable Jonathan F. Mitchell to repeat after me. I, Jonathan F. Mitchell,
Jonathan F. Mitchell,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully
that I will faithfully
and impartially perform the duties of mayor in accordance with the laws and the Constitution of the United States
in accordance with the laws and the Constitution of the United States
and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
and Charter and ordinances of the City of New Bedford.
and Charter and ordinances of the City of New Bedford.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
May God bless you and the people of New Bedford.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Bring it in whenever you're ready, Judge. Thank you very much.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Thank you.
Another A. Mr. Mayor wasn't trying to upstage anything, but, you know, you've done a wonderful job. We're looking forward to another hard-working mayor. But I got to tell you, he has a history that we should all admire. I really, I can't say enough about the man. And I can't say enough about my friend, Jon Mitchell.
You know, if I'm going to be upstage at my own inauguration, I could do a lot worse than Judge George Layton. Judge Layton, I am honored and grateful to be sworn into office by you today. You have lived a remarkable life that has stretched from a humble upbringing a few blocks from this theater to the country's most prestigious educational institutions, to the battlefields of the Pacific, to advocacy for civil rights before the Supreme Court of the United States, and to a distinguished career on the federal bench. You represent the very best of New Bedford and inspire You inspire all of us to build a better tomorrow for ourselves and for our city. Honored guests, Judges Layton and Fernandez, members of the City Council and other government officials, citizens and friends of New Bedford. Like this week's New Year's celebrations, an inauguration is an occasion to take stock of where we've been and to chart a course ahead. When I stood before you 2 years ago, right here, New Bedford faced uncertainty on many fronts. The school system was threatened with a state takeover. The fate of the proposed South Terminal project was a big question mark. Absentee landlords were running down neighborhoods into the ground. And city government, given the financial pressures of our times, urgently needed to become a more efficient, more effective, and better managed organization. These were daunting and complex challenges. In the time since, we have done exactly what we said we would do. We have confronted our most important challenges head on. We did not back down, even when that would have been the easier thing to do. We chose to take on the glaring problems in our schools. We acted boldly, slamming the brakes on years of decline, and began the rebuilding of a system that will serve all children. When I said in my first inaugural address that we would reform the school system, I meant it. I also made known my determination to see the South Terminal project be built because the city's future depends on it. And from that day forward, my administration was unwavering in its advocacy and partnership with the state to kickstart the project. Not only is that terminal scheduled to be completed later this year, but now, after 2 short years, through the unrelenting efforts of our city's talented team, there is no city in America better positioned to support the offshore wind industry than New Bedford. Two years ago, I promised that we would find ways for city government to do more with less. So we reined in spending, collected unpaid taxes, consolidated departments, built a strong managerial team, hired the city's first chief financial officer in 7 years, and created the city's first capital improvement plan. The list of promises kept stretches across many other areas. 2 years ago, Custom House Square, in the center of our downtown historic district, was dominated by an asphalt parking lot. Through the concerted efforts of a strong team of designers and builders, we have turned an eyesore into a world-class urban green space and did it on time and under budget. Within the few first months of my term, we established a housing task force to hold irresponsible absentee landlords accountable for neglecting their properties and allowing trash to be strewn all across neighborhoods. Since then, our neighborhoods have become cleaner and our housing safer. By making major investments in our police force and keeping federal law enforcement on the beat here, we have pushed the lid down tighter on gun violence to a point at which, compared to other metropolitan cities of our size, metropolitan areas of our size, a gunshot in New Bedford is a relatively uncommon event. And we have grown jobs, hundreds of them, all across the city and across industry sectors. We have created fertile conditions for sustained private investment and job growth. Our city employees deserve tremendous credit for the advances we've made. You'd be hard-pressed to find a more hardworking and skillful municipal workforce anywhere else. New Bedford is stronger today also because right from the start, we decided we would no longer be a community that sat back and passively waited for someone to help us out. Rather than hoping for good things to happen, we're now making things happen. We have also accepted the risk that comes with taking a long-term view of the future. We have chosen instead to pursue lasting achievements for our city, even if it means having to make difficult decisions in the short term. This is the harder road to take. But down that road, there is a brighter future. And as we look down that road, there is a New Bedford that people are starting to believe in again. A city that is the hub of southeastern Massachusetts. A city that is taken seriously beyond our region. A city with a diverse and innovative economy, creating high-paying jobs that enable citizens to buy homes and to send their kids to college. A city whose schools are a reason why families move into town. A city with a harbor that is not an environmental liability, but a commercial and recreational asset. A city with a highly professional, caring, and efficient city government that commands the confidence of taxpayers. A city recognized for its physical beauty and cultural richness. And a city in which personal safety isn't even an afterthought, and where all residents take responsibility for their neighborhoods and their neighbors. To be sure, cities across America and beyond are pursuing similar goals. But something here is changing. We are approaching a threshold, a point beyond which we will no longer be seen by others or ourselves as a place trying to catch up with the rest of the world. New Bedford today is poised to become a leader among cities, a place that others model themselves after. That's right, a leader among cities. When you think about it, that statement shouldn't strike any of us as unrealistic or overly ambitious. It fits with what we know about our city. For years, we've all heard people say, New Bedford has such potential. You've probably said it yourself, and you know what? They're right, and you're right. We've all felt that only if New Bedford could pull it all together, we could stand above all other cities. It's not to disregard the fact that we'd like to be a wealthier community or that we may have unmet needs, but it is time to recognize what we know in our bones, that New Bedford is different. New Bedford is exceptional. Big things can happen here. Now is the time to match our potential with action. New Bedford will become a national leader by building on the prodigious assets we have, the very sources of the potential we recognize. Chief among these assets is our port. We are already the national leader in commercial fishing, and through our aggressive efforts over the last few years, we are widely seen as the potential epicenter of the American offshore wind industry. We are an established and growing cargo and recreational boating destination as well. In all of these industries, there is potential for considerable growth. It is vital, then, that we partner with the state and federal government to advance key investments in our port infrastructure, manage our harbor skillfully, and market it aggressively. Our harbor also should be the place where our residents connect with the water. We need to knit together the downtown and the central harbor, which have been disconnected for a half a century, and have spaces by the water where families can stroll and dine and shop. And let's insist that the cleanup of our upper harbor leaves behind a waterway that is every bit the urban jewel that the Charles River is in Boston. New Bedford deserves nothing less. To be a leading city, a strong and growing downtown is paramount. There is no successful city in America that doesn't have a vibrant downtown. Cities the world over have more or less grown in concentric rings, and older cities regenerate themselves in the same way. They must begin with a solid core that supports everything else. The reality is that in every city, residents and visitors alike make their impressions of the entire city based largely on what they see in the downtown. Our downtown has enjoyed conspicuous growth in the last 2 years, with the completion of the Route 18 and Wings Court projects, the construction of the park at Custom House Square, the opening of numerous shops and restaurants, the hiring of a marketing and tourism director, the expansion of BCC, the wild success of the summer concert series on State Pier, and other encouraging developments too numerous to list. Our downtown is on the move. The task now is to take it to the next level. We will build on our recent successes to cement our downtown's reputation as a regional, cultural, and artistic center, to fertilize a vibrant downtown restaurant scene, to bolster the Zeiterion, to extend the downtown to the waterfront, and to accelerate residential development so that the downtown can be a true urban neighborhood. At the same time, we will work to make the downtown and every city in our neighborhood more beautiful. A city's appearance matters. Neater, cleaner, more beautiful cities tend to have less crime, more private investment, and a heightened sense of civic responsibility. Our purpose is not merely to make things look pretty. By enhancing the built environment of our city, we will make New Bedford feel more like home to us and make our lives here all the more pleasurable. In this era of tight finances, the successful cities are the ones who are deft enough to adapt with the times and to make tough decisions for the long term. Compared to other cities in Massachusetts, we've done very well. Despite the financial whirlwind of the last few years, we have maintained our bond rating, avoided hikes to the tax levy, and have been able to invest in important areas. It is unrealistic to assume that we can hold the line on taxes in perpetuity. Like everything else, the price of government tends to go up over time, and we still face acute financial pressures such as the expiration of a federal grant that supports nearly a quarter of our fire department, as well as looming environmental liabilities and underfunded retiree benefits. Nevertheless, we owe taxpayers this. We will do everything possible to increase efficiency in city government. City government has made enormous strides in productivity in the last 2 years, and we can do better still. This year, we will continue to incorporate performance management systems so that we can run a city government like a private business that knows precisely where its money is going. We will double down on energy initiatives. New Bedford is buying more of its electricity from solar than any municipality in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, saving taxpayers approximately $20 million over the next 20 years. And we're just getting started. More importantly, we will develop a culture in city government that calls upon every city employee to return to the same question: how can we get better? To satisfy the expectations of taxpayers and to adapt to changing times, as we must, constant improvement must be the name of our game. To be successful, to be a model for other cities, a city must create pathways for its citizens to reach their full potential. More than anything else, that means we must offer our city's children a public education, public school education that enables them to thrive as adults. A child has only one shot at a good education, and each deserves the very best we can offer. In recent years, however, our school system has fallen short. While there are pockets of excellence in the system and the top students still go to the best colleges, the harsh reality is that our schools rank at the bottom of the state in overall test scores. There's no doubt that the city's demographics play a part, but we still trail communities with comparable concentrations of poverty. The numbers don't lie. Change is absolutely necessary, and it is now going in one direction: forward. We will not witness or permit the sliding back of our schools into the old way of doing business. We will give our kids the schools they deserve. Our schools can and will do better, much better. We will build a school system that shines with a culture of achievement and again be the source of community pride, and enable our city and region to compete effectively in a knowledge-based economy. New Bedford will be a national model of urban school transformation. To the parents of school-aged children in our city, I say that the rapid changes taking place now in our schools will restore your confidence that your child will be well served in the system. At the same time, all parents, not just some, must fulfill their obligation to send their children to school ready to learn. To our teachers, I say, your job is never easy. What is being demanded of you now can be personally jarring. But you know more than anyone else that you don't work in isolation. In your job, being your best requires not only your maximum effort, but reliable support from the school system. And the reality is that New Bedford's teachers haven't gotten that support in a long time. Understand that the reforms being implemented now, as discomforting as they might feel right now, are intended to provide you the tools you need in the classroom to succeed. Our kids deserve a first-rate school system, and so do you. Few would honestly dispute the need for reform, but the real question is, will each of us, teachers, administrators, parents, elected officials, everybody, ask how we can be part of the solution? If we embrace the task at hand, New Bedford will in time have a school system that fulfills our moral obligation to do right by our children and commands the respect for our teachers that they deserve. Whether it's reforming our schools, growing jobs, strengthening our neighborhoods, or taking on other challenges, everyone has a part to play in our success. New Bedford can return to its status as a leader among cities if we understand that we're all in this together. Let us maintain a deliberate and respectful political discourse that honors our citizens' expectations of government and enables elected representatives to form thoughtful solutions to the city's challenges. I am eager to work with our City Council to advance the city's long-term interests, and I know that they wish to do the same. Let all of us, everyone who lives in Greater New Bedford, go forward with a shared sense of responsibility. Whether you live in East Freetown, Padenham, or Marion Village, you have a personal stake in the success of this city. Let us all ask ourselves, what can we do to move New Bedford ahead? We don't need to look far for examples of those who are already answering that question. This year, Angie Vargas answered the call when she decided to organize citizens to give voice to our city's growing Latino community. This year, Jerry Pinto answered the call to reinvigorate Neighborhoods United and to strengthen neighborhood organizations all across our city. This year, Mike Shea answered the call by organizing a campaign to refurbish the old high school auditorium and to launch a new New Bedford High School Alumni Association. These efforts, and others like them across the city, make a difference. What Angie, Jerry, and Mike would tell you is that everyone is capable of stepping up in each his own way. It is so heartening. Indeed, it is a profound privilege for me to support the efforts of private citizens to improve the lot of their community, and to help New Bedford be recognized not as a place that is struggling to catch up, but as a place that other cities should emulate. From trailing behind to leading the pack. Make no mistake, that's the story we today are writing together. God bless you, and God bless this great city.
Well done, Mr. Mayor. Well done, Mr. Mayor. Delivering the benediction this evening is Reverend Kevin Harrington, pastor of St. Francis of Assisi Church. Reverend.
The word oath is not an unfamiliar word in sacred scripture. It refers to covenant. An old covenant, a new covenant, no. A covenant of God with his people. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with those house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my law in their inward hearts, and will be their God, and shall be my people. May the Lord bless thee and keep thee. The Lord make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put my name upon the chosen people, the Almighty God, forever and ever.
Thank you. I want to thank you all for attending the ceremony this evening. On behalf of the elected officials, Mayor Jonathan F. Mitchell, our honored counselors, school committee persons, and also our assessor. And those who helped with the program, the color guards, the planning committee, our host, the Zeiterion. At the conclusion of this program, there is a reception, public, free, at the New Bedford Whaling Museum. So you're all welcome to attend. So with that, I'm going to ask you to stand as we retire the colors.
Retire the colors, sir.
Retire the colors.
Detail. Retire. Color. Carry. Color.
Thank you. Thank you all. Good luck. That concludes our program. Drive safely, walk home carefully. Thank you all. Congressman Keating, again, I apologize, and all our state and county officials, thank you so much for attending.